Hello. So before we start, I am in no way a mental health professional. If you're in some situation that you're finding difficult, please do talk to somebody who is a mental health professional. That said, there's a few bits and pieces that I've been thinking about lately that I thought would be a really interesting thing to share. I have a real interest in mental health. I think the reason I make music is because I really like the idea that people will hear it and people will think, yes, that person has felt an emotion that I've struggled with, and therefore I'm not alone. And that's what everyone needs, right? Is not to feel alone. So I thought, first of all, I'd talk about the idea of retrospective. Retrospective is a word that we use actually in agile software development, and it just means stopping and looking at what you did last 2 weeks and working out whether it was a good thing or a bad thing and making changes if you need to. I think with mental health, it's often overlooked that this thing Wordsworth said about reflecting on emotion in times of calm. We're always told to live in the now, we're always told to be mindful. But actually, I think it's super important to look back at situations that you've been in that have either been difficult or enjoyable and have a think about them. You're not trying to solve any problems, you're not trying to fix anything, but just try and understand how a particular situation made you feel and think about how other situations that might have been similar made you feel. And in doing so, you'll probably find that you get a little key into understanding what makes you tick in a slightly more accurate way. And in doing so over a long period of time and getting into the habit of doing that work, to look back at a difficult situation and understand how it made you feel and begin to think about why, you will be in a situation where you can build your own toolbox of mental health coping strategies, not just doing something you read in a book or doing something that you saw on a podcast or doing anything that anybody tells you, because it's not going to stick. You need to understand your own problems and find your own solutions that work for you. So I hope that's helpful. It's always tempting, I think, when something difficult happens to just push it down and let it go and not think about it. But it's the worst thing that you can do. Sit with these emotions and try and understand them. And from there, you will find very quickly that without even trying, you're finding ways to make yourself feel better. Take it easy.